The infected Scarab issue 1 sees Blue Beetle attacked and defeated by the Batman Who Laughs, knowing he's meant to be the bump in the night that grabs one from their bed and takes them into the night. But now that's the villain this time. The Batman Who Laughs plunges the infected Batarang into Jaime's neck, causing the boy to scream himself awake and out of the nightmare. As he brushes his teeth, he hears a voice in his head tell him that the dream he was relieved to leave was actually a lot realer than he thinks. Thinking he's losing his mind, Jaime looks around for the voice, finding a strange goo on his shoes as he realizes that he will be late for the bus. Rushing outside to the bus, it takes off without him. It doesn't matter to him, however, as Jaime transforms into Blue Beetle, shocking Paco and Brenda that he'd actually do that in front of people. He takes off into the air, saying that he feels fantastic as he flies to school. He beats his classmates to school, where Paco and Brenda warn him that he's got to keep the Beetle a secret. Jaime doesn't seem to care anymore, throwing his bag away and saying that he doesn't care for school and he deserves a skip day of all people. His friends, fearing for Jamie, follow after him and find that he heads to Ted Cord's house. As Paco raids the fridge, a trapdoor opens beneath him and Brenda, but the bug rises from Ted's lab. Jaime is at the controls and isn't so concerned that he almost killed Paco. Paco and Brenda board the bug under the impression that they are just borrowing it from Ted, unaware that Jaime has Ted Cord in the lab basement, covered in a weird alien goo. In downtown El Paso, Ghostfire incinerates a car dealership that repossessed his car. As the dealer tries to tell him that it was the bank that did that, the bug arrives and sprays him with water while Blue Beetle rushes to confront the fiery villain. Beetle smashes the villain over and over as the voice in his head tells him to punish the villain. Brenda and Paco know that Jaime is going to kill the villain as the defeated man pleads for him to stop. But Jaime asks how many times he is meant to show mercy to him when the villain keeps proving again and again he doesn't deserve it. The villain blasts Jaime, who is overcome by the fire as the voice tells him to lean into the pain and let the flames wash over him, since nothing can kill the Beetle. Jaime transforms into the Scarab, telling Ghostfire that he is the plague that blackens the sky and drowns the wind. Scarab unhinges his jaw, ready to eat the villain, as the voice tells him the infection is a gift and he wants to unshackle him from his bonds. Scarab bites down on Ghostfire's head, swallowing the villain as Brenda and Paco watch on helplessly. Scarab spits Ghostfire at the bug before clambering into an alleyway, saying nothing is right and he needs to find the shadows where it's safe. He tries to determine why this is happening as the voice says that he's probably losing his mind, but who needs a mind anyway? Jaime rips out his skin, trying to get the horror off of him as the voice says that his metamorphosis is always painful, but look at how pretty he is now as he has become a monster. Paco and Brenda race down the alley looking for Jaime, finding the cosmic horror that awaits them. Jaime tells them to stay away as he vomits up more of the alien goo, covering the alley. Paco knows that that's not Jaime anymore, but Brenda knows that it is, saying they aren't leaving him. Ghostfire returns and attacks him, blowing up the alleyway as Scarab isn't killed, instead letting the fire burn away what's left of Jaime Reyes and allowing the infection to take full control. Scarab's alien slime covers the building as he knows Jaime's rage is feeding the Scarab. Jaime is still inside the Scarab, however, feeling everything that is happening, but he cannot stop the monster he has become. The infected Scarab issue 1 was actually lots of fun and quite terrifying as we see what the effects of the Batman Who Laughs infection has on Jaime Reyes and what he turns into because of it. I like that we started out with him just being a teenager with all his inhibitions removed and the little trouble he causes that, skipping school, transforming in public, stealing Ted Cord's technology, but then when he transforms into a gruesome monster while fighting Ghostfire, it becomes something else entirely, and it's quite terrifying and quite gruesome. I just love the idea that Jaime is still trapped inside himself and he's kind of forced to watch himself do all of this horrible stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how that affects him mentally and physically once he is cured, and how that changes the usually hopeful and bright hero and what will become of him in the aftermath. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.